Hello there, this is Yasmin West. I'm here to talk about something a little bit different today. I actually was very hesitant to make this particular video just because of the nature of it, and it was a very personal experience for me, and also because I I had been a skeptic of this particular topic. So I wasn't sure when or if I would actually make this video, but I have decided to make this video and talk about my past life regression experience. And it's kind of a two-parter. I recently had a formal past life regression therapy done with Jonny Jupiter back in April of this year, 2024. And he's been trained in the QHHT, Dolores Cannon method. And so that was a very interesting experience. Well, before I get into that, I should probably explain that I had previously had a past life regression meditation, at which point a past life came to me, and this was the defining experience that convinced me that this was actually a real thing. Because prior to that particular experience, I wasn't sure if I believed in past lives or not. I'm an open-minded person, but it seemed a little far-fetched to me. I never really had a reason to believe that it was possible. But what I can share with you is that the amount of emotion that floods your entire body when you have a past life experience and remembering it, it's so overwhelming and so profound, and there's no way you can deny that it wasn't real. And this coming from a former skeptic, I really wasn't sure. I wasn't much of a believer in this before, but this was about 12 years ago. I went through a guided meditation where I viewed my most recent past life and how I died. And again, so emotional. For months, even after I would talk about it, it was hard for me not to get choked up about it. So I will share with you that is kind of the key defining factor there, and whether or not you're trying to figure out, do past lives actually exist? You will know without a doubt. I've then read a couple books after that about them, and they served as confirmation as far as everything I was feeling. Also, when I went through that meditation, there was an instant recognition of why everything in my current life had gone the way it had, and why it had to go that way, because I had come here for a specific reason, and had I gotten sidetracked along the way with other things, that would have been taking me away from my purpose. So again, in trying to do an analysis of your own experiences, that can also be a key to figuring out, if you go through a past life and regression and experience something, does it answer questions for your current life? Does it bring about a lot of clarity for your current life? Because that can be a key right there as well. So what I'm going to share with you today is the discussion Jonny Jupiter and I had after my past life regression. I don't want to share with you the whole past life regression. It's very long. It's over 2 hours long. I was under a long time. But what I will share with you is the conversation we had afterwards. And I'll just give you a short little synopsis of what kind of came up during my past life regression. There were some very emotional parts. I had a lot of crying, a lot of healing and processing of emotions. So that's kind of why I don't want to share the actual regression. But like I said, I'll just give you a brief synopsis. So right away, the goal of the session was to uncover any possible past lives that I needed to know about that were relevant to my purpose in this current lifetime. I didn't feel like I had a lot of blockages or healing that needed to occur, but I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure there wasn't anything that I was subconsciously struggling with that needed to be revealed to me. So right away, when I went under, I went into some very strange place that I couldn't really figure out what it was. There were a lot of protruding shapes in the walls, and there wasn't a clear definition of the structure of the room. So it was very disorienting. But what I will say is right away there was, and I turned to the right, and all of a sudden I was just completely beamed and blasted with this golden, pure, golden white light. And it was incredibly intense. You're supposed to, keep talking during the session to let the practitioner know what's going on. But it was so overwhelming and so intense, but it was good. And there was so much incredible love that was being poured into me. It was so healing and so beautiful and so wonderful. And I later, I've listened to some other people's sessions, and that is the light of Source. And I feel incredibly blessed to have experienced that. So that's where we started. So just getting completely blasted with Source light. Then after that, again, I didn't go into a past life. What was interesting that was happening to me was I was getting shocked and jolted by something, and I didn't know quite what. But as time progressed, it was the jolts and the shocks were trying to get my attention and guide me to certain directions. There was a point where I got guided outside of the room which I was in and into just space, outer space. And now, this is very hard for me to share because I'm very skeptical of it myself, but I cannot deny the emotions that flooded into me as this happened. So keep an open mind as I explain this to you. I was pulled in by something. I was there floating in outer space, getting jolts, and it was literally causing me to look in certain directions, pay attention to certain things. And I saw a star out there in the galaxy. And there was an instant soul recognition at this point. and again, just flooded with emotion. I was in tears, just crying at all the love. It was my family, and Jonny asked me who it was, and again, no proof of this, just the first thing that came to mind was Andromeda. They were my family, and they started pulling me in to their star system. Now, I couldn't see them at all. They did not show themselves to me, but I felt them. I felt them so intensely. And there were some downloads which were given to me. They healed me. Most of my life I've struggled with a liver condition, and I do what I can holistically, but it's something I've always had to keep an eye on. And what I can tell you is right after this session, now I had blood work before the session and about 3 weeks before I had this session, and then I had blood work afterwards, and my liver enzymes, which usually take quite a bit of work and quite a bit of time to get down to a normal level, had completely healed themselves, and I was well below the normal range, so I did not have elevated liver enzymes, which to me that was pretty significant, that a healing of that magnitude would occur so quickly, mainly because this is something I've had to manage my whole life. I don't drink alcohol, and I take care. I keep track of it, so I know that it was going to take me time of very, very clean, strict eating to get my liver enzymes down, and they happened just almost instantaneously. So that to me, again, it's not proof, but it's very interesting, right? So they gave me some downloads, some healings, and then they were done with me. They gave me some information, which, a lot that I needed to process, but instructions on how I can better utilize my own energy, run my own energy in my own body, and keep my meridians flowing well and clear. So that was very helpful. They showed me how I could use my Reiki energy in a better way, in a more efficient way, to help heal myself and keep myself clear and healthy. So that was very helpful. They did tell me, some key areas in my body that I needed to work with. My hands were very important, and so were my feet. So they gave me some information about that, specific exercises that I needed to be doing, things like that. So that was very interesting because they were things that I've kind of already been intuitively drawn to and interested in, even though these particular exercises weren't something I would normally do, but it's something I've been getting nudged on lately that I need to work towards incorporating. So that was pretty interesting. And when they were done with me, they sent me back to that room, at which point I actually was able to do some mediumship with, so I met my guardian angel, and 3 of my past loved ones that have passed: my mother, my grandmother, and another person who was a very close friend of the family. And so I was definitely able to get quite a bit of resolution there, ask some questions. They were able to, again, the flooding of the emotions, the love. There was a lot that was not said but felt in the session. I could see some things, I couldn't see other things, but a lot of feeling, a lot of sensations, jolting to get my attention, tingling to communicate that I was being healed. There was a sensation of fullness as soon as I would receive a complete download from either my passed on loved ones or the Andromeda family. So yeah, there was a lot going on. So that's where it kind of concluded. We did wrap up where Jonny talked to my higher self and got me some clarification, asked about some questions we had come up with before the session about some of my other past lives. Again, there was some interesting information, but the overall theme for this was quite surprising for both me and Jonny, which, the past life discussion wasn't nearly as robust and time-consuming as the healings and the meeting of my star family and all that. So a very interesting session, not quite what I was expecting. The past life stuff was just kind of like a little bit of an afterthought almost, but again, very surprising in a good way, interesting, so much healing, and so I just wanted to share that. And right now, the wrap-up discussion that Jonny and I had it's about 30 minutes long, so I will share that now, and I think this could benefit people. Like I said, I was a skeptic. I was not a believer. I didn't even want to make this video, but I feel a calling to do so, that there might be somebody else out there like me that is skeptical, and maybe this might, tip the scales for them to actually have something like this done. And I think you should, because if you are able to, sorry about that, got interrupted there for a second, but as I was saying, if you are a skeptic about this sort of thing, I think you should try it, because I was skeptical about this as well, and there will be a knowing when it is real. The truth can be felt in every cell in your body. So without further delay, let me go ahead and load up the recording of what Jonny and I talked about after our session. So hope you enjoy and have a wonderful day. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Feeling wonderful all over. Oh boy. Had a little adventure.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh.
Oh boy. How you feeling? How you feeling?
Well, well, like,
a lot. It
Yeah.
just went through me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Um,
like it.
yeah, I feel like lighter, like seriously half my weight.
Yeah. Wow.
I, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot came out.
Yeah. Yeah. There are quite a few moments of releasing going on.
Yeah, I was crying a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. But it was good. It was, releasing stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So how long do you feel like, I don't know, how long do you feel like you was out? Do you remember anything? How long do you feel like you was out? How long did it feel like you was?
Had to have been at least an hour.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, I'm looking at the clock. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Should
Yeah,
I want to say closer to 3 hours, I'd say.
yeah.
Yeah, closer to three.
Wow.
2.5, three, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. When you, I, I feel like I remember everything, but maybe not all the details. So yeah, I remember going into that weird room, the loving light, um, the trip to Andromeda,
Hmm.
Michael, my grandmother, my mother, the guardian angel,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and what they told me, yeah,
For sure.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you were in that space. I'm like, all right, yeah, this seems. I mean, we're here for a reason, and everything that you got from it. I mean, that first moment where you were just like overcome by that, you know, that source energy. It was just like, I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely want to stay here and explore this because,
yeah. That was holy crap. That was intense.
yeah, it definitely was for sure. Yeah.
But intense in a good way.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Seems like you're here for some important stuff. Like your energy, just like your presence, seems to have a great importance. Just beingness, and so definitely when you go through and listen back, you're gonna want to listen to the subconscious part for sure, definitely. But like, I mean, the whole thing was just like a wild ride with so much happening. So like, you recommend, but I just want to, because it helps with the healing, it helps with the release. And I just want to reiterate to definitely please listen to this session again at least once,
Okay.
especially the subconscious part because of this. But like your stuff is there was a lot happening, and it helps with the integration of the energy and with the healing. So yeah.
So in your experience, would you say it was it was a little bit more than average?
Oh yeah, it wasn't just a so we in the business we call it digging potatoes, like a digging potatoes life.
Yeah.
The experience was more in line with like the kind of stuff that Dolores would have happen to write her books, essentially. Like,
Okay.
yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Perfect. It was more in line with that kind of stuff, like not just, oh, what's a past life and this. Yeah, you got a little bit of that because but it was just like the the healing and the release and everything. And I'm just like, yes, this is definitely clearly this is important. To be overcome with it. I mean, there was so many emotional moments, and I was just over here just like, because it was beautiful to witness.
Yeah.
And to just to obviously like those like you've already experienced these emotions can't be faked. It's not like it's like it's real at a deeper level, deeper than just your human physicalness, your human body. Like however long ago it spans, and like to come into this space where it's just like, oh, these are my people, wow, and to feel that, I'm just like, that's really, really, really super powerful, and it's just to experience that and to like to go into the space and just all the things. It was just like to realize that the clarity that came from bringing that light in, and just all the shapes went from like these weird discombobulated things to more coherent and like spirit, and it's like the integration of everything. Just like it was, I mean, there was so much, but
Yeah.
getting that resolution with your mother, it's just like that's just because that's one of those things, I mean, that's why I'd say like mediumship, for example, is really cool because that kind of stuff can happen. But even in this space, it's I'd say maybe even more powerful because it's not me doing the work for you; it's you doing it and experiencing it, and like I feel like that you can't really. It's kind of irreplaceable,
Right. And it's the instant recognition was interesting for me. It's like I felt the vibration, then the thought came through, and then a confirmation that, yeah, that's right. It was a trip, and getting zapped and jolts.
Yeah. So those being the confirmation for you, and like when you're wondering, I'd say, hey, subconsciously, if she's wondering about something, give her a zap. So the zaps let you know when is it this one? Or this? Oh, zap. Okay, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
You get the zap, so you'll have to just see how that helps. You get those zaps.
I'll be driving down the road and get a psychic impression, and then I'll get zapped.
You gotta make sure you pay this. All right, I'm gonna do it right now. Just give me. You don't gotta keep zapping me. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I feel like having such a visceral thing as a confirmation, it really, in my mind, it'd be like, this would help with the clarity so much.
Yeah.
Because I feel like one of our things could be like second guessing ourselves or things. But when you have okay, this is definitely a confirmation, so cool, I'll get on it. Like I feel like stuff like that helps big time.
And I typically especially now, I typically rely on the synchronicities. When I get an impression or something, but if I could just get zapped, that's quicker, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. A lot quicker, yeah. It's just the ease of it will just, the ease of it. But what's interesting is that there were so many tidbits of information for you, like the movement being such a crucial element. And I think it's fascinating because when we were talking about your human design earlier, even movement while you're eating food, how beneficial that is for you.
Yeah.
So it's like not just when you're eating food, but like literally everything else. When you just the movement is such an important factor for you, and it's
Yeah.
just like it's not a it's it's not a comfortable. It's not the place that you've been most of the time. Like so, it's just like uncomfortable in the way that it's new, and kind of needing that to be the new home for you. Like okay, just moving, just doing more movement and stuff. Like
Right.
how impactful that was. Moving your body, but also your mind and flowing your energy. Why, I think it was interesting about the part with the meditation, and it's not necessarily focusing on the pictures, but focusing on feeling the energy around you, and flowing it in your body, like meditation in that way. I was just like, wow,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because usually when I meditate, I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm trying to make everything still, right? But I guess that's not what I need. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's like when that whole thing was you're gonna be a totally different person next year. Yeah, yeah. I'm actually very excited to see that version of you.
Yeah, me too.
Very excited.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
it'll be a fun process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely it will. So, well, yeah. Is there, I think, is there any questions or remembrances about the thing or,
Um, I was kind of surprised at kind of how clear I was through the whole process, and that I remember it. But I did notice when you were talking to my subconscious mind, something shifted, and it's like my body kind of tensed up a little, but also went completely like limp. So like it was almost like I wasn't trying to move, but I felt like I wouldn't have been able to move. It was a trip.
yeah.
But I was fully aware of everything. So that was interesting. That was an interesting experience because I'll definitely listen to the recording and see if everything I think I remembered I actually remembered. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part is always fascinating to me because of because of the shift, even the shift in the language. If you caught that, because that part always kind of I'm like, why am I talking like this? Why am I talking like third person?
Yeah. I started talking about myself from a different perspective. That, wow, that's weird. She needs to do this. She's
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's right. I always get a kick out of that, but it's that's how you know you should. So it's really cool because I think that because you are so in tune, like already, that like certainly I think even being able to articulate the things that you were sensing in a way that that it makes sense to me, but like if somebody else was experiencing, maybe they didn't have any psychic development yet or anything, they wouldn't really know how to place it. So it was, I feel like that enriched the experience for both of us because I was like, okay, things make sense.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I was able to go a lot deeper than somebody that might not be used to energy and all that. So
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Some people can just they're just well, I mean, they don't practice it, so it's just like, maybe they're getting it for the first time, or, they have different blocks, or, just other things that kind of go into it, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what's funny is, I had always thought, well, maybe I should do a past regression, especially after I had that one experience. And I don't know, nobody really, I never really felt drawn to any particular person, but, I instantly, I was like, yeah, I'll do it with Jonny. And you were the right person to do it with, so.
I'm glad.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just like, this thing, look, I got to go. There's things we trying to get these goals, I'm trying to hit these goals. Like I said, I want you to get everything that you need. And, that's what I want. I mean, I'm thinking that I'm playing my part, at least one way that I'm playing my part. And the cool thing for me is like, 'cause I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to ask a question on my own behalf. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but it's like I get like the part about the meditation, because when I do meditation, I try to focus on like an image or whatever. But it's like, maybe I'll try that for myself, like focus on flowing energy through my body while I meditate, and like just the experience, kind of see what happens, with that. So I thought that was, so it's cool for me because I'm learning too. Like, okay, I can try this for myself too. Why not?
Well, there's always a reason we're drawn to interact with certain people, right? And so, maybe because that came up for me, maybe that's something you should try too. So
yeah, yeah, for sure. I've been doing daily meditation for about 2 years now. So, switching it up and saying, okay, let me try it this way and see what happens. I'm going to do it anyway tomorrow. I'm going to do it anyway. So, no problem at all. Like, because I've got chakra blockages from my root and sacral, and I'm just like, okay, I need them to not be blocked, because I want all my thing to flow. So
yeah. I can't believe my higher self swore at me.
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh, like, wow.
Trying to get your attention first.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They're trying to get your attention, so.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw your PayPal invoice come through, so I will pay that as soon as we get off the call. But in terms of accessing the recording, is that something you sent me a link to, or?
Yeah, I'm going to, because once the thing ends, it'll start to render and it'll convert. And
Gotcha.
I'm going to just edit it and send it right over. So, I mean,
Yeah.
within the hour or so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've eaten away most of your day.
Look, so we gotta do what we gotta do. If I was writing a book, I'm getting all the good book content right now.
Yeah.
But like you said, having interactions with certain people, and just like, you're the next person that I've done these sessions with, that it's been like something kind of, how do I say it? Like, it's significant, even to me, significant to me. And I don't believe in coincidence. So, you know what I mean? I don't believe in coincidence. Like, the session was great. It was successful. And, I mean, it's nice also just to know, because when you go under, it's like, it's really good So it's like, now we're talking about some, well, if you're curious about other stuff, or if you want to go under again, or, who knows what could happen. And it's just like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I got an ace in the hole. Like, she can go really deep. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
we don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen from this. It could be something really amazing. So, but
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, just as a practitioner, I'm just like, okay. I'm happy that like I said, I wanted you to get everything that you needed. So like,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that I got to see so much, catharsis and resolution and healing. Like it really, I'm not just saying that, it really is a beautiful thing to witness. And I'm like, every time it happens, I feel like I just get so excited and I feel lucky. So yeah.
It just feels good to help people. Whenever I can do something like in a Reiki session or help with people, they're struggling with their manifestation. It's it's the type of work I do for free, right? It's so gratifying. So,
Yeah.
and I know Chris feels the same way about what he does, and all of you are like top notch. You're awesome people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It feels good to be able to. It feels good just to be able to like offer something that has value and is helpful. And that's something that I've looked for like all my life. I just wanted to be able to offer something that would be, helpful and useful and to just have an impact. So yeah, I'm very pleased. So yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. I just finished my level 2 training like a few weeks ago, and that helped a lot. And so I'm just hoping that. I mean, I don't know. I know you're pretty unique. I'm not gonna say hopefully I get more like you, but at least hopefully I get more that are like at least kind of coming close to where you're at. It was so good. It was just I really enjoyed it.
The question is, do you want to have the experiences to get there? It don't come free.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. But even like that, I'm like, do we really need to have all those catalysts to really grow? Maybe not. Maybe there's an easier way to get to those levels. So.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting way to look at it because whether you can, well, like I said earlier during the interview portion, like if you can learn from other people's experience, or I think there's a certain level of like detachment. Can you look at something that's difficult and look at it and not be emotionally attached to it so that you can get the lesson without having to go through the experience? But in the looking at the thing, that can be difficult. So it's just like, so I think there's a balance. I think there's a balance, and it's just, if you can strike that balance, then you can look at it, learn a lesson without going through it. But I think it's kind of hard because you also don't want to overdo it. I don't want to steep myself in like other people's negativity because at some point maybe it's going to latch on.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe a combination of learning stuff the hard way yourself, learning from other people, but. Because I would imagine that you wouldn't have to necessarily go through a whole bunch of stuff. It's just,
Right.
maybe you're paying back karma. Maybe doing, experience things for the first time. Yeah, maybe there's different avenues that arrive at the same point. Maybe it's that kind of thing too. So, it just all depends, but, because life's gonna like you anyway. You're not gonna be able to avoid all the hardship, even if you avoid some of it.
Yeah.
Avoid all of it, but,
Yeah.
it's food for thought for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll be in touch through AHA. So
Absolutely. Please feel
Yeah.
free. Please feel free if you have questions or, whatever. Obviously, I'm still going to be in there, still going to, during the next challenge. I know this challenge is over and everything, but even in the regular thing, I'll still be, doing lives and, other stuff in the future. But yeah, I mean, you got my inbox too, so.
Yeah.
So. All righty. Well.
Well, I'll let you get on with your day. What's left of it?
I think I'm gonna go get a salad or something. Maybe go get a salad or something. And then,
Yeah.
and just hang
Sounds
out.
good.
Well, all righty. I will. I'll be in contact. I'm seeing your stuff, and yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Good. Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.